Alright folks, I'm here in East Texas where we just went through some nasty cold weather that frankly this part of the state, this part of the country is not really used to at all. An RV park, as you can tell by that building back there. I'm down here working from Nebraska, so needless to say I'm used to cold weather. I'm just going to walk you through what I did to my camper to keep it warm and from freezing up. So let me flip you around here. My first plan of action, as you can see, skirt. I started a little later than I should have, but luckily Lowe's just down the road had some 6mm plastic and cold weather HVAC tape. As you can see, it's cold weather. The model of the tape is 181A-P. I actually stuck that tape on in 27 degrees and it has held fantastic. Haven't had a single issue with it. You just want to make sure around the corners, really get the corners tight. Biggest issue I had was with the stairs, but with this plastic, it was 100 foot long by 10 foot wide. So I was able to kind of take a fold of it and just fold it up around that void there in the stairs. Now on the back, I have a piece of plywood underneath there, so I can keep the plastic nice and straight on the back. And I kind of tried to seal it up as best I could in a short period of time here on the corners. But as you can see, it just kind of laid itself down to the ground, fell to the ground. I got one rock out here anchoring it down. And again, you just want to make sure you get the corners sealed up. Make sure you get anything that's hanging loose that could be caught by the wind to get yanked around. I got some blocks right here around my sewer hose. And I didn't do anything specific to my sewer hose. I just did not keep my tanks open and allowed to drain. So I would come out here and I would drain when I needed to, instead of leaving everything open. And also what I've got here, put you down for a second. I've got my heated hose here. Hose here, it's thermostatically controlled. I've also got some heat tape, really down and dirty kind of style, thrown on the water spigot. And I've also got this piece of plastic lined with reflective insulation. I just kept that on there, and the snow, when it was here, built up all the way around this tub and kind of kept it sealed in tight. Also, I have got an extension cord. You can see the blue one there going underneath the camper. I will show you that in just a minute. And I've also got a red one going underneath. This skirt here, again, it just goes all the way around. Kind of trying to make a nice decently sealed anyway. And just try to get it all the way around, nice and tight. I've got a kind of a little access door here, if you can see. I got these landscaping blocks for $1.28 at Lowe's. I have 11 of them. I have them stacked inside plastic. I got this insulation foam board for a little access door. And underneath, with my blue extension cord that I showed you just a minute ago, trail that in there, go underneath. I've got a ceramic heater that I had running constantly during sub-zero temps. Now, you can see there's not a lot of light shining through in here. So I've got it pretty well sealed off. And there is another heated hose, which I also had plugged in. Another thing I did for my water was I built a box around my water connection. Now, if you noticed where that heater was pointing, it was pointing somewhat in the general area of where the bottom of this box goes all the way down to the ground, but the backside is open. So the heat would come up inside of here, and it would keep this connection thawed out and from freezing. So that's kind of a basic setup. Another thing that I kind of went extreme on is I got a heated blanket for one of my propane tanks just in case. I was in a situation at one point a few years ago. It was 17 below zero for a week straight. My propane did not have enough pressure to get pushed out of the cylinder and operate my furnace, so I was without a furnace at 17 below zero, and that led me to sleep in hunting clothes and in a closed off room with ceramic heaters. I did not want to deal with that again, so I went ahead and spent the money on that. I think it was $161, but I didn't even use it. But the total cost of just the skirt, I used one sheet of that foam board, and then again it was a 100 by 10 foot roll of 6mm plastic and one roll of cold weather tape, HVAC tape. It was $128. So it's pretty affordable for a last minute situation, especially compared to the almost $2,000 custom skirts that you can have built, which I agree are very nice to have, but not always ideal in a situation like this where we are in Texas and this weather never happens. One last thing that I did to just kind of help me stay insulated and warm inside. If you can see the windows, that is what is called Reflectix. It just comes in a roll. It's basically bubble wrap with reflective wrapping on each side of it. So it just kind of helps keep the heat in. If you leave that on the windows too long, the inside of the windows will be completely covered in ice because it's basically isolating the whole glass from the inside of your rig. So you kind of want to, when the sun comes out or during the day or whatever, you just want to pull that off once in a while. Make sure the windows are thawed out. You don't want to have a bunch of water melting into your rig and causing some water damage. And again, I just did that on all my windows. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see, but I've got it on all my windows other than the slide windows here. And on those, I have got just a very cheap Walmart plastic that you just put on there, use a hair dryer, and it's kind of shrink wrapped, so you have kind of an air void between the glass and the interior of your rig. So that kind of held some heat in and somewhat kept the cold out.